Before I start, I want to clarify that I do not have good level of English, and apologize if I read. I bought this complicated for me, but I want to off. Well, I am Cristian, and today I talking about present my favorite movie, which which is 300. So let's start. Well, since ancient times we have heard of the courage found in the histories of the past, of those times when we spoke of great peoples who fought for their freedom before huge armies of brave warriors who risk everything for love, courage, honor, and pride, because the film 300 moves to these times that were characterized by honor before everything were Sparta and city that fought and was governed by these aspects. Well, 300 tells the history of Leonidas, king of Sparta, who is trained by Hermes, who believed he was God and wants to have the possessions of the whole world. This film stars Leonidas, the king of Sparta, who is visited one day by messenger from Hermes. The messenger tells Leonidas to bow before the one who told himself God. In other words, ask him to surrender at his feet and to hand over his lands without having to wage war. After Leonidas rejected to the conditions the messenger was offering him, he decided to fight for his lands in order to defend them. At that time, before leaving for war, Leonidas decided to visit the oracles in order to know of in occasion they would be victorious from the battle. Unfortunately, the same had already been blocked by the enemy, giving us order to Leonidas not to cause a war. One morning, Leonidas and his 300 men withdrew from the city, but someone inadvertently followed them. On the way, they met dear friends from the city, Arcadia, and then they joined force to overcome the Persian army. For several days they fought hard and almost always they came out victorious from the encounters they had with the Persian army, because the strategy of King Leonidas, which he had proposed, was to be a narrow place called the Gates of Fire, for the number to be reduced, and so the Spartans fought hand in hand, which was their greatest ability. But one day, Leonidas realized that they were going to the defeat and decided to send one of his men back home, so that after a while they could win another war against the Persian army. Leonidas, after doing this with the last men that Leonidas had, he plans an attack to try to kill Hermes with a spear, which will be his last chance to end it. But he fails to do so, but only managed to mark his face with mud. The spear show that Hermes realized that he is not that good with this. Leonidas shows that the gods also bleed. Finally, Leonidas falls dead with all his men, knowing that His Spartan brothers will follow his example and so be able to show that you must fight to achieve what you want, never knowing if he is the ends your life. Spartans,
But
tonight
tonight,
we will
we died in
in
hell!
hell, is what Leonidas with honor showed it. With this phrase, we can define 300, a film that focuses of Spartan paradise of art and culture. The Spartans belong to one of the most enigmatic cultures in history, trained never to surrender. They are the ideal warriors. It could be said that they are exceptional because they are eminently warlike culture, dedicated entirely to war. They possess of code of honor for what it means to be a Spartan, and from it comes a heroic class like never before seen. In conclusion, I recommend this film because it teaches you not only the values and courage that you should have in life, but also teach you any truth you know that you cannot win. You must give the fact before all challenge that you face. Besides giving the positive message, also 300 gives us an incredible spectacle of cinematographic effects that even loves you that period of history, which makes you immerse yourselves in the past. That was all for my part. Thanks, thank you for paying attention, and see you later, teacher. And how, how,